Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope everything is just okay. Welcome to another episode of I2, lesson 2.2, Ask the Experts. So, page 15, Ask the Experts. Well, everyone, God willing, this session will be covering page 15 and half of page 16. Before we get down to business, let's check out some pictures, everyone. All right, take a look at these pictures. Picture one, you see she's an astronomer, someone who studies the stars, the planets, the sun. So an astronomer, and we have astronomy, that is the science of studying the the planets, the stars, the sun. So astronomer and astronomy. Picture two, you can see some Buddhist monks. You see Buddhist monks. They are these religious people who just work in temples. Buddhist monks. Next one, this is a vacuum cleaner, everyone. A vacuum cleaner. Here we have a volcano. This is a volcano and it has just erupted, so you can see volcanic eruption. So a volcano and a volcanic eruption. This is an active volcano. Next, this is a wasp, everyone. As you can see, it's an insect and it looks like a bee, a honeybee. By the way, wasps sting, as sting. Next one is tsunami or a tidal wave. Tidal wave. It is a very large ocean wave that flows over the land and destroys things. Tsunami or tidal wave. Next, these are sumo wrestlers, everyone. Sumo wrestlers. You know, wrestling is very popular in Japan. And as you can see, sumo wrestlers are extremely large people who are just hulks. And this is the ring, everyone. So sumo wrestling, sumo wrestlers, and the ring. Next, you can see a pop band or pop group, the Beatles. The Beatles, the famous British group, pop group, the Beatles. Next we have run over. You see the child and this is a car. So when a car runs over someone, it means there is an accident. Ring. This is the area where people fight, wrestle. Ring. Rainbow. This is a rainbow, everyone. Jellyfish. This is a jellyfish. By the way, jellyfish can be really dangerous. They can just sting. Donuts. Donut. It's a kind of cake, a circular cake, donut. Here you can see two lines, a straight line and a curved line. Straight and curved. And as you can see, curved means not straight. Next one is a constellation, everyone. Constellation. Constellation means a group of stars that form a particular pattern and has a name. So this is a constellation. So constellation. Bee, you can see a bee here in the picture. This is a honeybee. And as you know, everyone, honeybees sting. Yeah, here, sting. The past and PP forms of sting is stung. S-T-U-N-G, stung. Okay, that's it. So, page 15, lesson 2.2. Ask the experts, ask the professionals. Speaking. 1A. Match photos A to F to the questions below. You see the photos here and the questions. Number 1. Is it possible to surf a tidal wave? So it is this picture, everyone. Tidal wave or tsunami, as I told you, is a very large, very strong wave at sea that can cause a lot of destruction. And the guy here, he's a surfer and he's surfing. So is it possible to surf a tidal wave? 2. Does cheese really give you nightmares? Picture F, cheese and nightmares. Nightmare is a frightening dream, a scary dream, by the way. 3. Why are sumo wrestlers so fat? Picture E. The guy here, he's a sumo wrestler and he's so fat, so let's say extremely large. And this is the ring, a ring, by the way, the area where they wrestle. And sumo wrestling is popular in Japan and in the Far East. Number 4. Do any wasps make honey? This picture, picture B, this is a wasp. They look like honeybees, everyone. They're not honeybees, but they look like honeybees. So, do they make honey? 5. Is there an easy way to prove the Earth is round, circular? To prove, you see, the Earth is round. Actually, it is oval. So, how can we prove that? How can we show that it is round? And number 6, why do onions make you cry? Onions, picture C. Why do they make us cry? Exercise 1B. Work in pairs. How many questions about can you answer in 2 minutes? Alright, let's give them a try. Is it possible to surf a tidal wave? Well, as far as I know, I think it's highly unlikely to surf a tidal wave. You know, it can be lethal. So I don't think so. Too dangerous. Number 2, does cheese really give you nightmares? cheese and nightmares? I don't think so. So they're not related. So why should cheese give us nightmares? Number three, why are sumo wrestlers so fat? I think the fatter they are, the stronger they are, the more powerful they are. So it can be an advantage to be so fat in sumo wrestling. Four, do any wasps make honey? I don't think so. No, never. Number five, is there an easy way to prove the earth is round? An easy way? I can't think of any. The only way is just to travel to space and see it with your own eyes. And why do onions make you cry? As far as I remember, it's because of some kind of, let's say, substances that we have in the onions that make us cry. Well, turn to page 47, everyone. 47. And check your answers. Just a minute. So we need to go to the communication bank. Yes. So to check the answers. Yeah. Here. Well, we're almost there. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, here we go. This part. So 1B, check your answers. So in answer to question number 1, what was the question? Is it possible to surf a tidal wave? The answer is nobody has ever done it, but in theory, yes, it is possible. Oh, really? I didn't know that. But too dangerous anyways. Number 2 was the relationship between cheese and nightmares. Well, any heavy meal can make you dream more because you spend more time in REM sleep or REM sleep. But cheese doesn't cause more dreams, good or bad, than any other food. By the way, everyone, REM sleep or REM sleep stands for rapid eye movement. It means a period of sleep during which the eyes move quickly, and it happens when we are dreaming. We call it REM sleep or REM sleep, rapid eye movement. Number 3, what was that? Yeah, the sumo wrestlers. Why are they extremely large, so fat? The answer is because the heavier you are, the more difficult it is to push you off the ring. Remember, I showed you a picture of the ring, which is how you win a sumo wrestling match. So it is an advantage to be fat in sumo wrestling. Number 4 was do any wasps make honey? The answer is no. Wasps do drink nectar from flowers. You know nectar, everyone. It is the liquid that comes from flowers. So the nectar from flowers, but they don't use it to make honey. Question 5. Is there an easy way to prove the earth is round? The answer is yes. If you travel, you'll notice that you can see different constellations of stars. Remember the picture I showed you, the different patterns of stars? This is because the surface of the earth is curved, not straight, not flat. So constellations and curve. And the last one, why do onions make us cry? The answer, when we cut an onion, it releases, it produces, it gives out a substance called lacrimatory factor synthase. So lacrimatory factor synthase is a substance. When a very small amount goes in your eye, amount of this substance, lacrimatory factor synthase, when a small amount of it goes in our eye, it irritates the eye, it bothers the eye, it annoys the eye. We then produce tears, we start crying to wash the substance away. So the reason is because of the special substance it has. Alright, back to page 15, everyone. Page 15. Vocabulary. Questions. Exercise 2A. Match the pairs of verbs in the box with situations 1 through 5. Check out the words, everyone. Take a listen to the correct pronunciation. Question, wonder, discuss, debate, inquire, look into, respond, reply, research, investigate. Well, question, you know the meaning of question. What about wonder, everyone? Well, wonder means to think about something because you are not sure and you try to make a guess. For example, you say, I wonder where James is, or what are they going to do now? I wonder. Or I wonder if I'll recognize Philip after all these years. Wonder. Discuss, everyone. When you discuss something, you talk about it with someone else in order to exchange ideas, I don't know, to decide something. For example, she refused to discuss the case publicly. Or if you'd like to discuss the matter further, please call me. By the way, instead of discuss in everyday English, you can use talk about. For example, it's good to be able to talk about these things. Next word is debate. Everyone, when you debate, you discuss a subject, you discuss something to find a solution or to make a decision. For example, the issue will be debated on Tuesday, or meanwhile, he debated whether it is right to do something. Next is inquire. Inquire. Inquire means to ask someone something. For example, why are you doing that? He inquired. Or I'm writing to inquire about your advertisement in the Times. Inquire. Next is look into. Everyone, look into means to investigate, to try to find out the truth about something. For example, the police are looking into the disappearance of 2 children. Respond. Respond means to say or write something as a reply. He responded that he didn't want to see me anymore. Reply again means to answer something by writing or saying. For example, I asked him where he was going, but he didn't reply. Research means to study a subject in detail in order to discover something. For example, he's been researching material for a documentary. We can say, everyone, do research instead of research. Do research. For example, she's been doing some research into the history of the area. And investigate, look into. The police are investigating the case. Okay. Now, let's match them. Number one, someone tells you something, you're not sure you agree. So, what do? You question or you wonder. Number two, someone writes you a letter. So, what do? You respond or you reply. Number three, there is an interesting topic in class. So you discuss or debate. Number four, you're writing a thesis for your master's degree, for your MS or your MA. And by the way, everyone, thesis means a very long essay. So you're writing a master's thesis. What do? You investigate or you research or you do some research. Number five, you need to find some information. So you need to find some information. For example, about movie theater times or to book a table, to reserve a table. You inquire or you look into something. 2b. Five of the verbs above are also nouns. Which five? Which ones? Well, wonder is a verb and a noun. Okay? So wonder is a verb and a noun. Then debate, everyone. Debate can be a verb and a noun. Reply. Reply is both a verb and a noun. Research and question and wonder. Well, 2.c. Look at all the verbs again and write their noun forms. One verb doesn't have a noun form. Use a dictionary to help you. Okay, respond is the noun for response, sorry. Response is the noun form of respond. Question, the noun form is question. Wonder, again, wonder. Discuss, discussion. Debate, debate. Inquire, inquiry. Look into, everyone, look into has no noun form. Respond, response. Reply, reply. Research, research. Investigate, investigation. So, which one doesn't have a noun form? It is look into. All right. Exercise 2D. Underline the correct alternative to complete the sentences. Number one, the police officer continued his investigation into the robbery. Investigate, investigation. Robber, rob, robbery. 2. Didn't you get my email? You didn't reply. Answer, respond, reply. Number 3. We had a very interesting debate about the death penalty. You know, death penalty means when we kill someone, death sentence, death penalty. So, debate, discussion. Number 4. I've nearly finished my research into nuclear particles. Particle means very small parts. Nuclear is related to atoms. Number 5. When I hear about all these social problems, I have to question the education system. I think there is something wrong with the education system. And number 6, you want a job here? No problem. My cousin is the boss. I'll look into it. I'll check it out for you. Yeah, favoritism is everywhere. Okay, well, everyone, page 16. Page 16. Listening. Exercise 3A. Working groups and discuss. Discuss the questions. How do you prefer to find information? On the internet, in books, or by asking people? What does it depend on? Well, everyone, for me, I prefer looking for information on the internet. You know, it is fast, convenient, it is cheap. You have access to tons of information. You can go to different websites, just compare the answers. I'm not into books, or I don't feel convenient enough to ask people for information. So I think the internet works best for me. Number 2, what type of questions do children ask? Think of some examples. There's an example here. They ask some difficult questions like, why is Snow White? Yeah, you know, children ask some tricky, let's say, or tough questions. Uh, for example, my daughter keeps asking me, Daddy, why I'm too short, or how come I don't have, for example, 10 siblings, or she asks about, I don't know, everything really, about the food, clothes. So children do ask a lot of questions, and they do ask tough questions. Why is the sky blue, for example, they may ask, or I don't know, why should we go to school, and questions like these. 3B. Read a review of a book about questions children ask. How did the author, the writer, get the idea for the book? So here in the picture you can see Daddy and his son. Well, questions Daddy can't answer. Okay, check it out, please. It all began with a question asked by Dean, a 5-year-old boy. Why do ships have round windows? His father didn't know, and when his sister started behaving badly, Dean asked another question. Why can't we just cook her? You see, a tough question. On a long drive, the boy wondered why the road was so loud. His father replied, because the people who live next to the road have their vacuum cleaners on. The boy's inquiries kept coming. Why is the sky blue? Are rainbows hot or cold? What was it like living in the 1940s? Uh, what would hurt more, getting run over by a car or getting stung by a jellyfish? Why do police officers like donuts? Eventually, Jamison decided to write down the questions. He thought it might be fun one day to show them to his son. Then he had a better idea. He'd research the answers. Some people might do their investigations on the internet, not Mr. Jamison. He contacted experts ranging from astronomers to Buddhist monks to scientists to magicians and asked lots of questions. He later turned these and experts' responses into a book, Father Knows Less. So, questions Daddy can't answer. It all began with a question asked by Dean. You see, Dean, the 5-year-old boy. So, Dean was 5 years old back then. Why do ships have round windows? You know, round means circular. So, ships have round windows. His father didn't know, and when his sister started behaving badly means misbehave, act up. Dean asked another question. Why can't we just cook my sister? On a long drive, the boy wondered why the road was so loud. His father answered, because the people who live next to the road have their vacuum cleaners on. Remember the picture of vacuum cleaner I showed to you? Uh, the boy's inquiries kept coming. He just kept asking more and more questions. Why is the sky blue? Are rainbows hot or cold? Well, rainbow, I showed you a picture. After it rains, sometimes you can see it in the sky. What was it like living in the 1940s? Everyone, the 1940s refers to a decade between 1940 up to 1949. What would hurt more? Getting run over by a car, again, remember the picture, or getting stung by a jellyfish? Jellyfish is a sea animal and they sting us. So, sting, stung, stung. And why do police officers like donuts? Again, we had a picture. Uh, Donut is a circular, let's say, cake. Eventually, finally, Jemison decided to write down the questions. So, Dean kept asking questions. His father decided to write down the questions. He thought it might be fun one day to show them to his son, to show the questions to his son, to Dean. Then he had a better idea. What was that? He would research the answers. He tried to get the answers. Some people might do their investigations, their research on the internet. Not Mr. Jemison. He didn't do his investigations on the net. He contacted experts. He called them different experts. He called astronomers. He contacted Buddhist monks. He called scientists and magicians, different people, and asked lots of questions. He then turned the questions and the answers and the experts' responses, their answers, into a book, father knows less. So originally, the son asked lots of questions, and that's how he got the idea. Well, listening, everyone. 4A, listening 2.1. Listen and number the question. So, everyone, listen and number the questions in the order you hear them. By the way, before you take a listen, check out the questions. Let me read out the questions to you. How many hairs are there on the human head? Uh, Two, why are the windows on ships always round, circular? Why is there war? Why does it happen? Why did the Beatles break up? Remember the Beatles? I showed you a picture. They broke up, they stopped working together. And what happens when your plane flies over a volcano? Again, I showed you a picture of a volcano. Okay, so ready? Everyone, you're supposed to take a listen and number the questions in the order you hear. Number them from 1 to 5, please. Here we go.
Unit 2. Solutions. 2.1. Listen and number the questions below in the order you hear them. 1.
Why are the windows on ships always round?
2.
How many hairs are there on the human head?
3.
What happens when your plane flies over a volcano?
4.
Why did the Beatles break up?
5.
Why is there war?
Okay, well, easy peasy, right? So, part B, look at the questions again and try to answer them. Compare your ideas with other students. By the way, the first question was, why are the windows on ships always round? Well, they're always round, no clues. It beats me. Well, sorry, I've got no idea. Number 2, how many hairs are there on the human head? You know, it differs. If you just ask me, I think, I don't know, maybe 5,000 or 7,000 or something. I'm not so sure really. The third question was, what happens when your plane flies over a volcano? You know, it can be so dangerous. The plane may crash or something. So yeah, I think it may cause a crash. Then number 4 was, why did the Beatles break up? The let's say pop group, pop band. I think they just grew up and they had their just different ideas. They wanted to have things their own ways, and that's why they broke up. Anyways, I'm just making a guess. I'm not so sure about it. And the last one, why is there war? You know, there are lots of different reasons. There are financial reasons. Maybe some countries want more. They need energy. They need to sell their weapons. Sometimes it can be because of religious reasons. It can be, of course, political too. Some countries may want to colonize the others. Different reasons, really. Okay, and the last part we'll be dealing with today. It is listening 2.2. So exercise 5A, everyone. Listening 2.2. Listen to some people trying to answer the questions in exercise 4A. The questions we just discussed. Are they the same as your ideas? And in part B, you need to listen and complete the notes. Okay, just check out the notes. So ships round windows, number one. Number two, number of hairs on a human head. Number three, a plane flies over a volcano. So what happens? Number four, the Beatles broke up. And reasons for war. All right, now uh, take a listen, everyone. Remember to take notes, and later you can use your notes to complete the answers in exercise 5B. Here we go.
2.2. Listen to some people trying to answer the questions in exercise 4A. Are they the same as your ideas?
Why are the windows round on ships?
Round windows are stronger, aren't they?
Are they? I have no idea.
That's right. According to the book, they're less likely to break.
Ah,
There you go.
What about this second one? How many hairs are there on the human head?
a million?
No, it's not that many, is it?
It depends whose head, doesn't it? On my dad's, there are about 3.
The answer is about 10,000.
Oh, really?
I think that's a bit of a stupid question, because it depends, doesn't it?
Well, it was a 4-year-old who asked the question.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Next question. What happens when your plane flies over a volcano?
Nothing happens, does it? Well, it depends on whether the volcano is erupting or whether it is active.
Yeah.
Well, according to the book, Jameson asked the pilot. And the pilot said as he was flying over the volcano, his engines shut down, stopped working completely.
Scary.
Did he get hot?
It doesn't say, but he obviously survived. So there you go. Anyway, what about this one? Why did the Beatles break up?
Don't know. They got old, didn't they?
Now, John Lennon went off with Yoko Ono, didn't he?
Well, Jameson wrote to Yoko Ono and she replied, because they all grew up, wanted to do things their own way, and they did.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm amazed, she replied.
Me too. Okay, last one. After watching a violent video game, the little boy asked, why is there war?
Great question.
That's a really good question.
Because men like fighting?
Political reasons. One country wants the land or the oil or the gold.
Well, Jameson asked lots of experts. Most of them didn't or couldn't answer. Then he asked an American Army colonel, who said there are 4 big reasons: different ideologies, a sense of honor, economic reasons, and fear.
Uh-huh.
Good question for a 4-year-old.
And a good answer.
Okay, well, by the way, if you think you need to take another lesson, make sure to play the audio, listen one more time, and take notes. So, 5B, exercise 5B. By the way, here in 5A, the answers, are they the same as your ideas? Some of them, yeah, some of them were the same, but some were totally different. And 5B, everyone, listen again and complete the notes. So, ships have round windows. Why is that? According to the listening, the round windows are stronger, everyone. Number two is about the number of hairs on a human head. So, on average, again, according to the audio, on average, there are about 10,000 hairs on a human head. 10,000. Number three, what happens when when an airplane flies over a volcano? Uh, According to the captain, the engines shut down and they stop working completely. So it is so scary. And number four, how come the Beatles broke up? Why did they stop working together? Well, the four members they all grew up and they had different ideas and they wanted to do things their own way. So it was time to break up. They couldn't maybe they couldn't stand each other. And number five, reasons for war. Well, Jameson asked different people, some people, and according to them, people or countries have different ideologies. By the way, ideology means a set of beliefs, sometimes a sense of honor. Countries just attack each other because of sense of honor. At times, there are economic reasons, and fear was the last reason. Well, that's it. That's the end of another episode of Intermediate 2, everyone. This is your teacher, Mr. Mazlumi. I hope you've enjoyed our class. By the way, make sure to rewatch the videos as many times as possible. Try to note down the key parts, the key points we discuss here. Practice reading the articles, listen to the audios, use the new vocabulary we discuss on the videos to make up some sentences. And of course, practice does make perfect. Well, that's it. Let's call it a day. See you next session, everyone, and have a good one. Take care.